When I was in the second grade, I had made the connection that my sister was half black, despite the people we called mom and dad both being white. And I remember asking my mom why my sister was half black, and she whispered over to me in the living room that it was because my sister was adopted. And I was astonished to learn this. I remember the next day I got on the bus and I told my best friend that I found out that my sister was adopted, and my friend said, "That means her parents didn't love her." Years later, when I learned that I was also adopted, those words rang through my head. There's a common misconception that people who are adopted aren't loved by their parents, both their biological or adoptive. An estimated 7% of people in the 2010 census reported being adopted, which is 7 times the number of redheads that are in our population. It's a lot. There are also misconceptions that children who were put up for adoption had parents who are very selfish, or that people who adopt children can't love their child as much as someone who gave birth to their child would love their kid. These beliefs need to stop, and they need to be changed to beliefs and understandings that anyone can be loved by anyone. The notion that a biological parent doesn't love their child is more often than not untrue. Many people who put their child up for adoption do it so their kid can have a better life. These people often are mentally unstable or financially unstable, or cannot feasibly make room in their life to support a child in the way that a child needs to be nurtured and loved. In addition to this, the fact that someone would give their child up for adoption so their child could go have a better life, knowing that their life would be the child's life would be away from the parents, that is undeniably one of the greatest acts of love a person could make. The idea that it's selfish is ridiculous. The idea that someone puts their child up for adoption because they just don't want to deal with the trouble of having a kid, and they're just too selfish to take on that challenge, is insane, because a selfish person, there is no selfishness in that situation. You're choosing a better life for a child, and sometimes, like, being put up for an adoption isn't even a choice that a parent makes. I was put up for adoption because my biological mom was a drug addict, and my biological dad was a very unstable person. Neither of them had a say in me entering the foster care system. The notion that people who are put up for adoption, or that children who are adopted aren't really their parents' kids, or they can't really be loved by their parents, are ridiculous. It's not true. I have been with my mom since I left the hospital. I left the hospital with my mom, and my mom said she couldn't imagine her life without me. I was looking through pictures of me as a baby, and I realized that everything in my mom's life is centered around me. Everything. There are rooms in the house dedicated to her children. She has made almost every decision in her life with me and my sister in mind. And if that's not a display of love and caring for someone, then I don't know what is. Additionally, if I had never been told that I was adopted, I would have probably never questioned it. I look like my mom enough to believe to have believed that my mom gave birth to me. I am so loved and surrounded by so much love in my home that I never question if I have a family or if that I'm loved, because I know that I am surrounded by so much love at home. And I know that those ideas that adopted people can't be loved aren't true, because I I'm so loved. And I know people who aren't adopted that are nowhere near as close with their parents as I am with mine. Additionally, many people believe that if you're adopted, it means that you don't deserve love. But I also think that's not true. Everyone deserves love, and I think that love is what defines a family. It's not blood, it's not DNA, it's loving someone. I would argue that all of my friends are my family. Anyone I would say I love you to is a member of my family. And the harmful ideas that we aren't loved need to stop. Thank you.
Thoughts for Bailey?
Thirsty.